Yep, that's right. We're using this palette today. So if you want to know how to get this look using this right here palette, stick around, because I think you'll like it. You already know. You already know. That's what we're working with. So, and I've already used it when I was in Florida, and I liked it. I did. I really did like it. And I had to go out of my comfort zone and actually try something new to get it to work the way that I wanted it to. Because I wanted the colors to be like really, really bright and stuff. So I had to use a little bit of the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer in order to get the colors to really, really shine through. And so of course I'm gonna show you guys how to do that in this video. So I'm pretty sure you guys are excited to get into this. And I already have a little bit of a color scheme that I'm already gonna do that I've already done with it. But I wanna show you guys more in depth, more high definition, considering the fact that Snapchat really doesn't do that well for me. Because you already know, I do 1080p in video. You can see everything on my face, even this thing that's growing on my cheek, and it's driving me crazy. Anyways, so let's go ahead and hop on into this video, and let's go ahead and get this started. So first things first, we're gonna go in with the Lock It Concealer from Kat Von D in the shade Whiteout. And I know, don't judge me, my nails are looking horrible right now. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this, and I have this like really domed type curved fluffy brush, and I'm going to be using this right here to pat on some of the Kat Von D concealer. We're going to use this kind of like a priming base, but since it's white, it'll make these colors pop dramatically. So yeah, and I'm just going to take this brush with a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to like pat it on to the brush. You really don't need a lot because these concealers, the way that she's made them, are super pigmented, like super pigmented. So, and I use this right here to conceal like my eyes and my foundation and stuff. And if you're wanting to know how I do my eyebrows, my foundation and concealer routine, there'll be links down in the description for those videos that I've done specifically for that. So first things first, I'm going to take a little bit of that on this brush, and I'm going to start patting it onto the eyelid area, and you're going to see the pigment pick up immediately. And I'm just going to put that on any area in particular that you're wanting the eyeshadow to stick to. That's where you're going to want this. So just covering the full eyelid, crease area, outer eye, just a little bit. Not really anything underneath. And I'm only going to do one eye at a time because you don't want this stuff to crease on you at all. Okay, so now that that's one eye done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a flat brush, particularly this one right here. I'm going to go in with this flat brush as my phone is going off. I'm gonna go with the flat brush, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade Skull, which is right up here in the top corner, which is like this really, really white color. And I'm gonna put some of that, as you can tell, pigmented. I'm gonna put a little bit right here on the lower part of the lid. Go ahead and set that on in, and then I'm gonna do some on my brow bone area as well. Tapping and swiping motions. Tapping and swiping. Okay, next up I'm gonna go in with this really bright yellow color, which is called Star. And I'm gonna get some of that and go right above the white. And you can see immediately that pigment picks up dramatically. Go ahead and get that really pigmented shade in there. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with a domed eye brush. I'm gonna get some of that skull color, the white. I'm gonna tap it in like right here at the corner of the eye and brighten that up. Okay, and then I'm gonna use this exact brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade right next to the yellow color, and I'm gonna use this in the crease of the eye. and then go ahead and blend that on upwards into the brow area. A little bit more color. I absolutely love these two colors put together because it reminds me of like a sunset. I was really inspired when I was in Florida. I was really inspired by like the sunset colors and the sea and stuff there. So I kind of was like, I want to create an eye look for that. So I immediately was like, I'm gonna use the Pastel Goth palette to create a nice sea look, something that's very springtime looking. And so that's what I ended up doing. So I'm gonna go into this shade of purple right here next to the darkest color of purple, this one. And I'm gonna use that on the outer portion of the crease of the eye. Go ahead and put some color there. And just work that on up a little bit into the crease of the eye. Just a hint of purple. Then I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade of purple right next to it. And I'm gonna use just a little bit of that out here on the outer side of the eye as well. And then I'm gonna wipe off my brush, and then I'm going to blend it out and upwards. Blend it out and upwards. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to get a smaller domed brush, a much smaller dome brush, and I'm gonna pick up that orangish color shade next to the yellow shade, and I'm gonna use a little bit of that underneath the eye. Then I'm gonna go in with that yellow shade right next to that, and I'm going to start working that on the front end of the eye, right in here. And keep in mind I did not have any lock-in concealer underneath my eye, period. So there is still pigment either way. I just wanted to make sure that the lid was really pigmented. And that the lock-in concealer kind of used as like a gripping agent type thing. And then I'm going to use this same brush and go in with the color Skull. And I'm going to use it right here on the front end of the eye. Like right here on the tear duct, and brighten that up majorly. Okay. After we're done with that, I'm gonna go in with some Black Track Fluid Line from MAC Cosmetics in the shade, well, black. Black Track. And I'm gonna use an angled brush to go ahead and just do, and of course, I dropped my brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and do like a small type wing, something that's very flattering for the look, something that's very feminine. And just go ahead and do that. Keep your brush extremely angled. And go ahead and do a cute little line. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a smaller line, like right at the very front end of the eye. Okay, that right there's a little bit of a liner, and then of course I'm gonna go in with my mascara once I can find it, because I don't know, there it is. And I'll go with my mascara, go ahead and coat your lashes just a little bit. And then of course go ahead and coat your bottom lashes. Okay, so I went ahead and did my other eye off camera, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Kat Von D contouring palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and start using the lightest shade in here to start contouring my face. I'm gonna use like a really nice like fluffy brush to go ahead and do that with, and I'm just gonna like run around in here and get a really nice coat on my brush. I'm just gonna start contouring the face. And of course, do the temples as well. Okay, so after contouring the face, I'm gonna move on over to taking and highlighting the face a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with this palette right here, also from Kat Von D. as well. I'm using a lot of Kat Von D stuff. And this look today, which, you know, hey, it's never a problem. We're just gonna go with it, okay? We're gonna go with it, okay? I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Fix Plus. Oh my god, look how cute this bottle is. This bottle's so cute. The original bottle size looks like this, and I'm actually reusing it right now with a little bit of body mist in it and everything, and I lost the top to it, but yeah. So, but this is the original size. Look how cute that is. It's so cute. So cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of this, and I'm gonna use this right here brush to go into this palette. And I'm gonna start off with this shade right here and kind of move myself around the entire pan for the cheeks, okay? So let's go ahead and start by spritzing the face. Okay. And then I'm going to run into this bottom pan real quick. Let's start working on a little bit of a highlight. And then I'm gonna go into the middle shade, the purple. Okay, I'm gonna spritz my face one more time. Okay. And then I'm gonna work my way up to this top shade up here, which is kind of like this blue shade. I'm gonna pop just a little bit on. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a smaller brush, which I've already used this one on some of the eyeshadow and stuff, so I'm gonna clean that off real quick. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of the lower shade down here for the inner tear ducts of the eye, and just a little bit on the brow area, and a little bit on the nose. A little bit on the upper lip. I'm actually gonna use a bigger flat brush to do that with. And a little bit on the chin. A little bit of purple. OMG. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Highlight for days. Highlight for days. Okay, now for lipstick, you're gonna be surprised because I'm actually not gonna be using any kind of like Kat Von D thing at all. I'm gonna be using some NYX for today's look. Okay, so I'm gonna be using these right here, 3 shades. This right here is a darker purple, a lighter purple, and like an orange color. And then I'm also gonna be using 2 different brushes. These are pretty much exactly the same, 2 different brands. This one right here is from Planet Vanity, and this one right here is actually a Walmart brand brush, which actually works very, very well. So I'm gonna start with the darkest shade first on the outside of the lip, and then use the lightest shade, and then this right here for a pop of color on the inside. Okay. Okay, so after using that shade, I'm gonna go in with the lightest color of purple and use this right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna use one of those brushes that we talked about and kind of blend those shades together. Now you see where we're going with this? Okay, then I'm gonna use this shade, which I'm really excited for, which I've never used these 3 shades. Okay, take out one of the brushes that we talked about, one of the cleaner ones, and blend them together. Okay, really bright, summery. I like that lip combination, that's really nice. Okay, so, and then I'm gonna go in with this palette again. I'm gonna use this shade because It has like hints of like reds and stuff in it. So I'm gonna use a little bit of that with this right here brush, which is like that flat, like that angled, fluffy kind of brush. I'm gonna use a little bit of that and just dab it on the center. Actually, you know what? That was a really bad idea. Use this brush. There we go. Now we're getting center. Okay, and I think I'm gonna add like a hint of purple in the middle of the lid. Okay. Beautiful. I'm gonna use some of this with a angled liner. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, put it on the back end of my hand, and put a line down the center of my lip. We're being a little extra today, guys. We're being a little extra. Okay. Now, I'm gonna let that dry, so I'm not gonna like smudge my lips together, cause yeah, that would be a really horrible idea. Okay guys, so after letting this dry, and go ahead and, I went ahead and I did lashes off camera because I already have a tutorial showing how I do lashes and stuff. I will say this though, the only thing I don't like about it, see how, yeah, I don't know why, like I just don't like how it does that. I just don't think it's, I think it's cute for like photos and stuff like that, but I can kind of understand the reason why this is kind of a trend, but honestly guys, no. Anyways, so yeah, by the way, as a disclaimer, none of this is sponsored at all, whatsoever. None of it's sponsored. This palette, would I tell you to go buy it if you asked me what colored palette you should get? I'm gonna tell you two things. Yes and no. Why? Okay. The reason why is because even knowing the shades in this are pigmented, I think you get a better payout from the shades if you use something to prime your eyes with. If you use a primer or if you use a white base. I've already done this look once before and I wore it for several hours. And using the Lock It concealer with it, it does not crease, it doesn't break down, it doesn't do anything. It stays where it needs to be, and it stays the colors that it needs to be. I do plan on doing different looks with this. So this right here will probably not be the only video that you will see with me using this palette. Because there's a lot of other shades, like, because I only got from here to here. The blue, green, and gray color I have not used. And I want to create like a really gray, smoky blue eye look with it. I think it would be really pretty, especially with like some gray silver, like silver glitter. I think that right there would be really pretty. Now, as far as the palette itself, quality is really good, especially for the price. I just wish she would stop using cardboard for her products, because I feel like the cardboard can get ruined very easily. The packaging is beautiful. I love the packaging. The back end has all the names on it in this silver lining. I love the color scheme on here. I love the lettering. I will say this though. I do not think that all these colors are true pastel. I don't think that they're true pastel colors. But I think the colors are beautiful. But I don't think that they're true pastels. But I think it's beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. Will I continue to use the palette? Yeah. Of course I'm gonna continue using the palette. Not because I paid for it, it's because it's a good palette. but it's good. It's good. I just have some thoughts and opinions about it that are just my thoughts, you know? And honestly, as the person that I am, I'm gonna tell you straight up, is it worth it? I think it's worth it. But there's probably other companies that you could probably get these shades for differently. If this was a true pastel palette, then I would say this is unique to itself. I just don't think every single color in here is pastel. I will definitely say that the white, the gray, and the green, and the lightest color next to the yellow and this purple are true pastel. This yellow and the blue and dark purple, and yeah, the yellow and the blue and the dark purple, not so much pastel. That's just an average color of purple and blue. But this is a pastel goth. Where's the black? Where's the black in here? If I remember correctly, growing up in school, being goth meant that you wore black. Where's the black? All I see is gray. That's the closest thing to black. There's no black in here. But overall, it's still a good palette. I still think it's a good palette. So don't let how I feel about it deter you from thinking about purchasing this, because I'm telling you, you will be satisfied with it if you buy it. But if you do buy it, I say get this concealer to use with it, or get the primer. Honestly, I've had the best experience never ever priming my eyes. I usually always use Fix Plus or water to wet the pan of my shadow and then put the shadow on, because then I never really have a problem, and water works just as good. For this in particular, I wanted a base that was like sticky, like tacky, but also had a color to it, so it'll make the colors pop even more. And that's what I've noticed with this by using a white, especially her whiteout in the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. It's amazing. It's an amazing, these two together are an amazing combination. Even with this and this, it's an amazing combination together. So yeah, it's an amazing combination. I've used this for my eyes, I've used it for my lips, I've used it for my cheeks, I've used it for all over contour. And what I love about it is it's like a white base, but with like a hint of color. Like usually I use nude highlights and I use whites. Like you guys know this, like you guys already know. And so, and this, I find myself just sticking to this. Like I've never really used any of my other highlights. Like my usual highlights are this and this right here in the shade Pearl, which is white. And so I've found myself using this more than this combination. So this right here is 100% worth it, in my opinion, except for the packaging, which is still cardboard. But I understand the reason why she's using the cardboard. I'm sorry, I'm looking up because my monitor's up there, but I need camera's right here. The reason why I know she's using cardboard is because it's eco-friendly, I'm guessing, because it's vegan, cruelty-free. But then again, her packaging for Lock-It Concealer is plastic, and we already know that plastic fills our oceans today and the world that we live in. So honestly, that's the reason why I'm so confused. If you're gonna use plastic for this, why not use plastic for this instead of cardboard? Because this, I don't feel like this right here protects what's on the inside as much as it should. See what I'm saying? So, but overall, I love this. You should really try it. Go to a Sephora. If you have a friend that has it, check out some of the pans. Or, you know, if you have a friend that has it, check out some of the pans, try it. Ask your friend if you can take and use it and everything, and use it. See what you think about it. Go to Sephora, ask them to do your makeup with it. I'm pretty sure that they won't mind. But overall, I think it's worth it. Overall, I think it's worth it. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting on all of my videos and supporting me and just the person that I am in general. It means the world to me. If you can, please, all of my social media is down in the description. If you'd like to catch me on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all over the place. All those links are down in the description. So yeah. Anyways, I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later, my little angels. Bye.